47 emails this month. Same question, different brand, same complaint. Dr. Phillip, why is my new television showing me advertisements I never asked for? Today that answer goes on page 1 of this notebook, because I'm done writing it 47 times. In the next 15 minutes, I'm giving you the exact menu paths the manufacturer buried 4, 5, 6 clicks deep. Samsung, LG, Sony, Google TV. The identifier reset they never mention. And one layer beneath all of that, a switch at the router that even a firmware update can't reach. By the end of this video, your television stops working for them and starts working for you. Welcome to Dr. Phillip's Hidden Lab. Dr. Phillip Hayes, 30 years at Bell Labs, 12 patents I couldn't sign with my name, 1 notebook they never got. This is page 1. Quick story before I open it, 90 seconds. Because if you understand this story, the rest of the video lands different. October 1972. First day at Murray Hill, 23 years old, terrified. The man who showed me my desk that morning, 40-year veteran, sat me down, said one thing. Philip, if the customer needs a manual to find a setting on equipment they bought, you wrote the manual wrong. That was the rule. Every setting findable in under 60 seconds. Plain English, no fine print. That rule died somewhere between 1985 and now. I watched it die. By the late 80s, the proposals started crossing my desk. They didn't call it telemetry on by default. Nicer names. Value-added services. Enhanced experience. Same thing. Every year the menu got a little deeper. 3 clicks became 4. 4 became 5. I pushed back on some. I lost some of those fights. I won others. Then I retired. And here's where we are now, 2026. The toggles are buried 4, 5, 6 menus deep. And in 2025, on Samsung's newest firmware, one of them was removed entirely. Documented in Samsung's own community forum. Owners flagged it. Hasn't come back. So hear me on this. This is not engineering. This is policy. The engineers I worked with would not have shipped this. Friction is policy. Remember that phrase. We're coming back to it. Now, let's open the page. Top of the page, underlined twice, 2 acronyms, ACR and PSID. That's the whole story. Let me translate. ACR, Automatic Content Recognition. Don't let the name scare you. Inside your television, there is a small engine. Every few seconds, that engine takes a snapshot of what's on the screen and turns it into a fingerprint. Not the video itself, a signature. And here's what nobody told you. It doesn't only fingerprint streaming apps, it fingerprints everything. The show on your cable box, the game on your console, the DVD you put in last Sunday, every input, every frame. That fingerprint leaves your house. Quietly. It goes to advertising partners, companies that build a profile of what your television watches. ACR is the watcher. PSID, Personalized Service ID, it's a number, baked into your television at the factory the day it was built. Doesn't change when you change your Wi-Fi. Doesn't change if you carry the television to your daughter's house. It's the permanent passport. Watcher plus passport. That is the architecture. That's how a profile of your viewing leaves the house, whether you ever signed into anything or not. This is not hidden in the engineering sense. It's in patents. It's in trade publications. Anyone who wants to read about it can. The hiding is in the menus. That's what I meant by policy. Now, the kill switches. 4 brands, same engine, different doors. Samsung first. That's where most of those 47 emails came from. Pick up your remote, press home, open settings, then general and privacy, then terms and privacy, then privacy choices. 4 menus deep, I counted on the way in. Now the toggles, viewing information services, that's Samsung's name for ACR, off. Interest-based advertisement service, that's the targeting engine, off. Voice recognition services, your call. If you don't talk to your television, turn it off. Scroll to the bottom of the same menu. Button labeled Reset PSID. Press it. Television generates a new passport. Old profile, gone. Now hear me on this part. If you bought a 2025 Vision AI Samsung, a Q6F, a Q7F, one of the newer models, and the menu I just walked you through doesn't have those toggles, you are not crazy. You did not miss them. Samsung removed them. Documented in Samsung's own community forum, posted in November of last year. The toggles have not come back. If that's you, you need layer 6, the router. We're getting there. Quick question before we move on. I want you to feel something. Have you ever turned on a brand new television, sat down on the couch, and seen an advertisement for an app you have never opened in your life? That little jolt of, wait, How does it know? That's ACR. That's the engine you just turned off. Tell me in the comments if you felt that. Now LG. LG, different brand, same engine, friendlier name. Press the gear button on your magic remote. Open all settings. General, system, additional settings. Look for a toggle called Live Plus, off. Hear me on this. Live Plus is LG's name for ACR. Same fingerprint engine Samsung has. Same architecture, same data leaving the house. LG just labeled it as if it were a streaming feature. It isn't. It's the watcher. Back out one level. Menu called User Agreements. Open it. Uncheck viewing information. Uncheck interest-based advertising. If you don't use voice, uncheck voice information. If you're in the United States, there's also a button labeled Do Not Sell My Personal Information. Press it. That's LG handled. 3 minutes of menu work. 40 years of architecture undone for one device. Now, Sony. Sony Bravia. Here's the wrinkle. Most modern Bravias run Google TV underneath, so you get two paths, Sony's and Google's. You do both. Sony's first. Settings, device preferences, about, legal information, privacy. In that menu, turn off watch history, turn off search history, turn off ad personalization. Now Google TV. Same path on your Bravia, same path on your TCL Google TV, your Hisense, your Chromecast. Settings, privacy, ads, opt out of ads personalization, back out. Settings, privacy, usage and diagnostics, off. Now the move I told you about earlier, settings, accounts and profile, apps only mode, on. What does it do? Strips the recommendation shelf clean off the home screen, just the apps you installed, the way a home screen ought to look. Now, honesty moment, because this channel doesn't sell you something it can't deliver. When apps only mode launched, it was completely advertisement free. Beautiful, quiet. Starting in 2024, Google began slipping a banner advertisement into the top of that screen. First North America, then Europe in 2025. So apps only mode is still a massive improvement. It is no longer a clean kill, reduces the noise by about 90%. The last 10% we handle at the router. Quick note on the identifier, the PSID we talked about earlier. Every brand has one. Samsung calls it PSID. LG and Sony hide theirs under different names. Advertising ID, device ID, the labels move around, the function is identical, it's the passport. Reset it once a quarter. Treat it the way you treat clearing cookies on a web browser. Same idea. Bigger device. One more thing. Of every switch I walked you through across these 4 brands, the single most important one is ACR. The watcher, if you only have time for one toggle, make it that one. But the menu layer has a ceiling. Firmware updates can flip these switches back on. Has happened, is happening, will keep happening as long as someone above the engineers decides it's a good idea. So we go one level lower. This is the layer I told you about at the very start, the one that doesn't live in any menu. Simple way first. Then the technical name. Every signal your television sends has to pass through one box on the way out of your house. That box is your router, the thing your internet plugs into. If the router refuses to let the signal out, the signal never leaves. Doesn't matter what the firmware does upstairs on the television. The door is locked at the bottom of the stairs. Technical name for this, DNS blocking. DNS is the address book of the internet. Block an address, the signal can't find its way out. 3 tools can do this. Easiest to most powerful. Some newer routers, Eero, Asus, certain Netgear models, have advertisement and tracker blocking built into their settings menu. Turn it on. That's the easy path. Step up, AdGuard Home. Free software. Runs on most modern routers and small computers. Most powerful, Pi-hole. Runs on a $50 Raspberry Pi. Set it up once, forget about it. The addresses you block. Samsung, SamsungAR.com and its subdomains, plus Samsungs.com. LG, LGA.cjpowercast.com, and ibis.elftv.com. Sony and Google TV share more general Google addresses, so the block there is partial. Still worth doing. Now, critical warning. Hear me on this. Do not block SamsungON.net. Do not block the OTemperD subdomains. Those are firmware update channels. Block those. Your television stops receiving security patches. The screen still works, the security stops, whitelist them. Block the advertisement and ACR domains only. The lists are pinned in the description. That is the finishing move. That is the switch a firmware update cannot reach. Now, the why, because you earned the answer. I told you earlier this isn't engineering, it's policy. Here's what I mean. The engineers who designed ACR, the humans, the people at the workbench, they knew it should be opt-in. They built the switch, they wrote the menu, They wrote the plain English explanation that goes next to the switch. Somewhere above them, somebody decided the menu should sit 4 clicks deep, and the default should be on. And in 2025, somebody decided one of those switches should come out entirely. That decision was not made by the engineers. The engineers I worked with would not have shipped this. Every additional menu of depth between you and that switch is a deliberate choice. Friction is policy. This notebook is how we take back what the menu was supposed to give us in the first place. You weren't paranoid. You weren't imagining it. You were right. One more thing. A repair technician will charge you $1,000 to walk you through what I just taught you, sometimes more. I keep a companion volume to this notebook. Decades of fixes the service industry would rather you not know about. It's called the Ancestral Guide. Link in the description. Under $20. Saves you 4 figures. Now, the cliffhanger. You just took back the television. But every signal that left that television, including the ones we just stopped, passed through one box on the shelf on the way out. That box has its own hidden room. And what lives inside that room is older than ACR, older than PSID, older than most of the people watching this. That's page 2. Pin this notebook. Subscribe. Page 2 drops Thursday. Tell me in the comments, which brand is your smart TV, and did any of these toggles vanish from your menu after a firmware update in the last 12 months? Drop the exact model number. It helps. I'm reading every reply. This is Dr. Phillip Hayes. The notebook closes.